Hey, it's Sarah from Extra Credit Design Club, and I am here to show you my top 10 favorite Illustrator tools. So this video should be perfect for you if you are brand new or if you are just hoping to learn something new. All right, the first tool that I want to talk about is the pencil tool. This is a tool that I feel like does not get used nearly as much as it should. We all have the pen tool, and that's great for creating shapes, but the pencil tool is fun for manipulating shapes. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my text, and I'm going to come up here to type and then create outlines. That turns my type into shapes that I can then edit. Then I'm going to use my white arrow, my direct selection tool, and I'm going to click on the letter that I would like to manipulate, and then I'm going to hit my pencil tool, which is here. It's underneath the shaper tool. So come down to pencil tool, and then I just pick whichever letter it is I want to edit. Let's say I want to add a little curly Q at the top of this N. As long as I'm connecting two anchor points, it changes my letter into something like that. Something I really enjoy making is organic shapes with the pencil tool, like this. Just adds a nice like hand-drawn element to my work. All right, tool number 2, rulers. Rulers get used a lot in InDesign, but I feel like a lot of people don't use them nearly as much as they could in Illustrator, and I have found them to be incredibly useful. So in order to turn your rulers on, you're just going to hit Command R on your keyboard, and you'll see I have these rulers on the top and on the left of my document that are appearing and disappearing. In order to grab the ruler onto my document, I'm going to grab from the top and drag it down to wherever I want it. Same thing with over here. I just drag it in and put it where I want it. Yes, we have the align tool and other tools that help us align our work, but this just makes it really easy when you're making something custom to make sure that all of your points add up to the exact same part. So I use the rulers all the time, and I find them to be incredibly useful. The third thing that I would like to talk about is zoom. So in order to snap to the artboard that you're on, just click on the artboard and then hit Command 0, and it will fit you right in onto your artboard where you want it. If you want to get really finite, you can hold down on the letter Z and then drag your trackpad or your mouse in a diagonal motion from left to right. And if we just keep doing that, if we just keep zooming, we can see none other than Rick Astley of Never Gonna Give You Up fame. May I just say, this would have been the perfect opportunity for me to Rickroll you and just play Never Gonna Give You Up, and you would be like, is this whole video just a Rickroll? And it's not, it's a design video, and I didn't want you to get confused. So instead, I'm just gonna tell you that Rick Astley was knighted in 2015, and all this time we should have been calling him Sir Rick Astley. And I think that's pretty important information for you to carry into the rest of your life. So I'm glad we had this chat. Number 4 is the Draw Inside tool. If I had known about this tool earlier, I would have saved so much time, but that's why we're doing this. So first I'm going to select my shape, and then I'm going to click on this, which says Draw Inside. Click on this tiny little button. Then I'm going to change my color. Let's say I want like a pink. I'm just going to draw a shape with my pen tool like this, and you'll see that it only draws whatever is inside that box. How amazing is that? It only draws whatever is inside that box. So all of that time that you've spent trying to like color within the lines in Illustrator, I just made your life 1,000 times easier if you didn't already know about this. The way that Illustrator was explained to me when I was learning about Illustrator for the first time is it's not like drawing on a piece of paper and then erasing it, right? It's like cutting pieces of paper out of construction paper and gluing those pieces on top of each other. And to me, that understanding helps me understand how the Shape Builder tool works. So what I mean by that is, you see I have these two circles on top of each other. See, if I select both of these and then go to the Shape Builder tool, I have my cursor, and my cursor has a little plus sign next to it. This plus sign means that it would join my shapes together. What I want to do is get rid of this middle circle. So I'm just going to hit Option. You see my plus sign turns into a minus sign. And I'm going to click on this. Now you can see that the two shapes have been separated, and now there's nothing in the middle of it. It works the same way to join shapes. You can see I have these two separate circles. If I select them both and then I hit my Shape Builder tool, I can drag from the top of one down to the bottom of the other, and now I have one shape. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not use the blend tool every day, but I do think it's really freaking cool, and so I wanted to introduce it to you. If you do find a reason to use it, and there are several, I think you'll be really excited to know about it. So first what we're going to do is we're going to select the pink circle and the purple circle, and I'm going to go to Object, Blend, Make. You can see what happened is that the pink circle blended into the purple circle, and now I have this really cool gradient that I can mess around with. What I especially love is that if you then pull it, you'll see that the pink to the purple gradient gets even more subtle, and if you like squeeze it together, it gets less subtle, more compressed. So it's really fun to play around with. It has a lot of capabilities, but that's just the one I wanted to share with you. So the way that the anchor point tool works is it allows you to manipulate shapes that you create with the pen tool without having to go through the process of like perfectly refining those curves. So I'm gonna take my pen tool and I'm gonna draw a shape that looks kind of like this. Let's say I wanna make this into a cloud. So underneath my pen tool, I'm gonna come down to my anchor point tool, or I can hit Shift C, and I'm gonna click between two of my anchor points, and I'm just gonna pull them out like this. So now I have this cute little cloud that I made, and it still has those little handles that you can use to adjust it and make it the way that you want it. But I didn't have to go through the whole process of like making it from scratch with the pen tool. So I have found that to be incredibly useful. If you aren't using the Align tool in Illustrator, then what are you even doing? It is essential to any design project, in my opinion. Let's say I want to take these 4 shapes and make them into a perfectly straight column. I can just select all 4, come over here to my Align palette, and then click on this one that says Horizontal Align Center, and boom. It just automatically makes them perfectly aligned in a straight line. As you can see, they're still a little bit wonky. I might want to distribute them, so I'd come down here and go to Distribute Objects. This one says Vertical Distribute Center, and that's going to perfectly space out my squares that way as well. Same thing if I want to make them into a row instead of a column, I just come over here to Vertical Align Center. Click that, and then I find my distribute here as well. And just like that, it is so easy. Okay, so number 9 is the eyedropper tool, and I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Sarah, I have had Windows Paint, like I know what the eyedropper tool is, it's been around forever. And I know that's true, and I know that you're right, but hear me out. The eyedropper tool is so much more useful than just picking colors from one place and putting them elsewhere. With this eyedropper tool, you can also select strokes. So if I click on my pink circle and click on my eyedropper tool, I can click on this blue stroke and it will turn my pink circle into a blue stroke. Then if I want to take this drop it like it's hot and I want to turn the like it's hot part that is written in impact, because why not use the meme font? I just select like it's hot, I grab my eyedropper tool, and as you can see, it mimics the font and it mimics the size. Okay, number 10 is the tool that I told you I could not believe I didn't know this sooner, because I have wasted so much time not knowing this. Okay, so here it is. And maybe I'm hyping this up too much. Maybe you already knew about this, but I'm gonna show you anyway. I'm gonna take a text box and I'm gonna write a word in it that is maybe the dumbest word in the English language, because why is this spelled like that? Baloney, right? And let's say I wanna resize baloney to be super big. So I'm gonna drag on this corner and I can't resize it. That's not how you do it. Even though my natural inclination is to grab this corner and stretch it out. But did you know that if you double click on this little circle, it transforms your text box into one that can resize your text? Did you know this? I did not know this. So then when I click on it, it allows me to resize my text. And if I want to then change the size of my text box again, I just double click it again and it turns it right back into a text box that can be resized, like so. So now, to my heart's content, I can write is a dime. Dumb word. All right, you guys, that does it for me. These have been my top 10 favorite Illustrator tools. I hope you learned something new, and if you did, I hope you will subscribe. We have all kinds of design videos coming out of this channel, whether it be motion design, type design, photography, illustration, you name it. So we hope to see you again soon.